take it day by day, you know, and go from there. So I think, you know, the only focus that I am is, you know, every single time, you know, we on the right path, you know, keep going. And if, you know, there's something that happens in that time, you know, it's okay. You know, just, you know, like focus on, you know, fixing it and keep going. So that's my mentality. I understand the situation that I'm in, and you know, it's just, you know, taking it day by day, and you know, just listen to the body.
Joel, going back to the ESPN story for a minute here, that was maybe as open as you've been with anyone in your career, I guess. What motivated you and inspired you to be so open for that?
I'm not sure. I think the background of, you know, the story, I felt like I didn't do it to put my story out there. I felt like, you know, from the first conversation, I felt like it was genuine. Whether it was positive and negative or negative, I felt like, you know, for the first time, you know, it wasn't about trying to get clicks off me. It wasn't about trying to find a quote to put it out there that's going to, you know, make you famous or whatever. I just felt like, you know, I knew what would have come, you know, what was coming with it. I knew it could be positive. I knew it could be negative. But I liked the in-depth reporting that was going on and the questions. So from there, you know, that's what I like. You know, even talking to you guys, like, you know, there's a few of these guys that I've known you guys for a long time, and, you know, I appreciate the work that you guys do. And, you know, but that's what I like about it. You know, there's a few of you guys that also, you know, do the terrible job of just, you know, trying to get famous and get the clicks and, you know, trying to pick at, you know, some of the quotes or whatever, which is okay. You know, we all have a job to do. I don't blame, you know, those people. But then again, there's, you know, also a few of those guys, of you guys that try to do as good of a job as possible and, you know, tell the whole story. You know, not to try to make me look good or make me look bad, but to report it, you know, the way it is. And, you know, I just liked it. I just appreciate it, you know, that, you know, someone kind of, you know, and to me, when I do this, like even talking to you guys, I don't necessarily have to give these long answers. I could just give a one-word answer. But to me, you know, like I always feel like I'm helping you guys. And, you know, if you're willing to do your job correctly, then, you know, I'm willing to work with it. And I'm going to put myself in a position to help you guys. So, you know, that's the way I felt.
Hey, Joel. The other thing in the ESPN story was talked about your relationship with Jameer Nelson and how he's kind of helped you.
I don't have a relationship with him.
None at all? No. I was just curious what he's kind of meant for you, and obviously his experience being a former player, some of the stuff he's gone through, what just kind of what he's meant to you being here.
Jameer has been great, obviously former player. He's from Philly. He's been, you know, here for now a few years. He's done a good job of, you know, just doing a good job. And obviously he got promoted. Now he's going to have a big part, you know, kind of like on the team with the players and everything. So I think, you know, especially as a former player, it's good to, you know, see, you know, those guys succeed. But, yeah, I think, you know, you could relate to him. You know, he played. He knows how it goes. He's been at this level. You know, he's gone places. So I think, you know, he's done a great job.
Hey, Joel. How you doing? You just mentioned wanting to have consistency with your health and your availability.
Yeah.
Have you thought about any ways that you can change the way that you play when you are on the court that can help you preserve that health and be available more consistently?
That's tough. you know, yeah, I mean, think about it, but then again, you know, at times you can't get out of yourself. You know, all I know is, you know, ever since I started is to play hard, play both ends. There's a lot of people in the league, you know, that play, you know, one side, whether it's offense and defense. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, for me, my mentality is to do whatever it takes to win. And, you know, for, you know, all of my career, actually, it's been having to do both. You know, there's some guys that I actually do a lot offensively and, you know, take plays off defensively. And there's some guys that I actually, you know, be the best defenders and, you know, kind of like chill in the corner. And I don't blame them. You know, I get, you know, I've gotten to this point because of, you know, how good I am on both ends of the floor. So if you ask me to, you know, change the way I play, is, you know, the only guess that I have is, you know, either play, you know, offense fully and take plays off defensively, which, you know, doesn't suit me. You know, I don't think I would ever be okay with that. So I don't know. I think we'll just wait and see. But yeah, I mean, if it's got to be that way, it's definitely gonna be an adjustment. But I don't see that happening.
Joe, you might be the only guy in the organization we haven't talked to about VJ this offseason. Obviously, you know the pressure that comes with being a top 3 pick like he is. How much have you talked with him, worked with him, and what have your impressions of him been so far?
Oh, I like him a lot. Obviously, I've talked to him a lot. And, you know, even before, like even as soon as we drafted him, I just knew I would like him. I like his background. Kind of reminds me of myself, you know, coming from another country and, you know, having a lot of hardships growing up. You know, and he's an amazing kid so far. Yeah, but, you know, it's been good, you know, having him around, you know, talking to him, kind of trying to help me. I feel like I'm at a stage of my career where, you know, obviously I know the job I have to do. I still, you know, have to be the guy, but, you know, but I'm also at a stage where I can help a lot of, you know, these young players that are coming in, whether it's him, you know, Jared, or some of the young guys that we've had. You know, I've been in that situation with Tyrese, and I'm extremely happy, and I'm so proud of all the work that he's put in to get, you know, to this level. But he still has more to do, and he's gonna do more. You know, I found myself in another situation where there's a bunch of other young guys, and, you know, it's my job, other than, you know, the job that I have to kind of show them the way, and, you know, for them also to learn from the mistakes that I've made, and, you know, kind of, you know, giving them more, and, you know, and let them figure that out to, you know, live their life and, you know, keep advancing with their career. So, you know, yeah.
Joel, how important in a vacuum is this season for you guys as a team? And, you know, when you look at this roster, what do you think the ceiling is for the roster, and what do you guys have to do to actually accomplish that?
I don't know. I think I'm past the stage of focusing on ceilings. I think for me, it's taking it day by day, trying to get better every single day. Obviously, we know that for us is, the biggest thing is health. That's really the biggest thing. So, you know, focus on doing the right things every single day, and, you know, on the court, you know, we have a pretty, I know it's the same team as last year, but, you know, we got a lot of talent on the court. So it's all about putting it together. But you can't put it together if, you know, everybody's not on the same page and it's not healthy. So, you know, the main focus is just taking it day by day, and just be with each other.